So how's the new career? I mean, not new career, new job. They making you earn that increase, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
I claim it too. So are you going to? So are you going to? Huh?
I said God didn't give me this opportunity for me to fail. How about that?
That's right. That's a flag. I mean, like maybe if you, but I understand you don't want to interview him if he's not. But that's one of the things you could learn in like what have you done between then, or why did you leave your last jobs? You know what I mean? Because you can tell by, even if they lie, you can tell by how they respond. You know what I mean? If it was amicable or not.
Yeah.
Keep screening everybody. Just don't stop at him just because he's a familiar name. Yeah, look at them all. You gotta, don't screen the others any less. Again, just because you got a familiar name. So in your head, you see a familiar name at him, and you don't want him coming in thinking, he might feel like whatever he do or don't do, like you could, when you hire people that you know, or if they realize that you knew him when you hire him, if he do some old trickery stuff and get away with it, they might affiliate it with you somehow.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm way over here. I don't know. But just I would encourage you to don't take any of the other five in less consideration. Behind a familiar name. Oh, I can relate to that. In fact, I got a but it was from the opposite end in terms of being there to have to deal with it, because in med ed I was promoted as junior ad exec. And they had, now keep in mind, they had only gave me, I don't know if it was a nickel or a quarter. They gave me some little petty raise, girl, that meant nothing, God. And in the process, I was already doing, right, look, and I was already doing everybody's job as it was on a whole entire creative team for whatever brainstorming ad we were working on, right? So I was already doing everybody, well, I wasn't doing their actual work, obviously, because they have some skills I don't, but I was going back, cleaning up after everybody, basically. And, to the point where the VP of that's a multi-million, this is medical advertising. So, to where the VP was like, whatever you say, go, I will go into the conference room and back you up. And I'm like, that sounds good in theory, but nobody's going to listen. When I be like, it's a deadline, I had to lie to them to tell them a deadline is before it was. So they would do stuff by the deadline. And what's crazy is when they found out the deadline really was, they'd be like, oh, we got time. You should have told us that. Take their time and miss the deadline. But anyway, the point is, when after I got promoted, and I was fed up by now anyway. Matter of fact, it was another chick in my position, and they were laying people off. And I ain't gonna lie, I was hoping they laid me off. But nope, they got her. Because why? They can count on me to pick up everybody's ball that they drop, right? So it wasn't me. I was disappointed. She cried and got escorted out. I was like, man, I ain't lying. I wish it was me. I ain't lying. And so little did I know my exec was leaving, the one that I worked directly under. And I didn't realize it. But anyway, she left, and it was another chick came in after her. And so she had me doing everything. This heifer had me doing all her work. I usually never talk directly to the multi-million-dollar tycoon people, but all of a sudden, I'm the contact, right? So I was doing all this work, following up behind the creative team, and now doing the executive's job, the actual ad exec's job, right? So around that time was the time I was putting in my 2-week notice. Me and agreed, because they was doing the most. And so I put my 2-week notice in, girl, right after. It wasn't that long after they promoted me. And I was, in my heart, in my spirit, I was so glad. And I was, and so I told the VP first, because I'm one of the people that, I'm not one of those people that go in and tell everybody I'm leaving. Because I understand from a CEO's perspective that is toxic for your employees, your work environment. So I never did anything like that. I quietly went to the VP and say, look, I'm finna be out of here or whatever. And she was like, well, do me a favor. Don't let me be the one to tell everybody. I was like, oh, that's why I came to you first. I have no intentions of telling people. So I guess she held it. Longer than I thought, because a week later, notice, like, they got a 2-week notice. So a week later, I only got a week left, right, to work. Well, Shayna called me in the office. My new ad exec called me in the office to pile some more stuff, a whole nother few accounts on my on my workload, right? I'm like, oh, surely she didn't hear, right? So I'm just looking at her while she's loading all this stuff up, and I was like, Shayna, I won't be here. And so she just, I know the bottom dropped out from under her. But inside I was laughing so hard, because I was low-key glad that who's the VP, I was so glad she hadn't told her, because I wanted to see her face when it hit her. Oh, it was so funny. I was like, yeah, I told her like a week ago, so I just have a week left. It was so funny. But it was so glad to see their face when they thought they was going to put all that stuff on me and give me an extra nickel or quarter. Girl, no. I'm good. You eating? was just talking. Hello? Hello?
Hey, what happened?
I don't know. But it happened twice, apparently.
Yeah, because I tried to call you back.
Yeah, I answered. You didn't hear me answer?
Mm-mm.
Because at first when I was talking, I stopped talking. I was like, you there? And it's not. Then I hung up and I went to call you, but I saw you calling me, so I answered. Who knows?
Ain't nothing but the devil. Ain't nothing but the devil.
It ain't nothing but I was just gonna say, who knows? Ain't nothing but the devil, honey. Yeah, but it's gonna be a lot more glitches and stuff. I've been seeing glitches for the last week or two, strong week or two. I was asking everybody if they got, because I got a notice about the sense. Let's see, what it was, a text about the consensus. Did you get that? The U.S. Consensus Bureau needs your help to understand COVID-19 impact. No. So,
No, I didn't get that.
yeah, so I said,
I don't get it.
yeah, I said, so I was looking at it and I just started laughing because it still got the blue dot because I don't be even opening them things, girl. I just, where I can just read the top part. And so I don't even bother because I don't know I know they know how to do technical stuff and I ain't even playing no games. So I don't even open it. But I saw that and I started laughing. I was like, oh, they tried it. I was like, they want to know where all the black people are so they can hit us with the vaccine first. I was like, you know what? They tried it. That's so funny. So I assumed because usually when I get a text like that, get it too because, they both of the accounts are together or whatever. But nobody else got it. So I was like, oh, they tried it. And then I realized I was showing his sister yesterday. And because she's like, no, I didn't get it. So I showed her. And then she said, she's like, And I was like, and you know what I just noticed? It was sent on the day of the Trump rally, too. So I was like, oh, my God, they tried it.
Oh, wow.
I was like, they really tried. They got all kinds of little schemes going all at once right now. Move of desperations. But I don't care. It's what it is. I'm good with it. I'm in acceptance mode. Because, like I say, gotta make the most of these last, hopefully decades, years, months, however long we all got. Making the most. In love and light. That's how I choose to do it. Because it is a choice at the end of the day. What if something happened in a month? What if we all get blown up? What if we choose to do with that last month? I'm finna revel in it and love everybody that love us. Period. Yeah. How's your health holding up?
Good. I haven't had I had one little heart glitch. I don't know. Maybe it was when I was, but it went away.
How long did that?
I think it was just letting me know, hey, I ain't going nowhere.
How long did it last? Yeah, I was talking to him about that in terms of exercise. How at this age there's a fine medium because you don't want to do just enough because your body could get used to that and then you won't build any strength. I was like, but on the other end of the spectrum, again at this age I'm referring to middle age, you don't want to push yourself because you don't want to hurt nothing and because you don't want no parts of the pharmaceutical industry that you don't have to have right now. I mean, we all gotta we gotta see our doctors whatever, but the priority is to avoid it if at every opportunity, every possible chance. So. Yeah, I try to push myself without extending it.
Yeah.
So, right? That's my sister. That's my sister. That's my sister. That's my sister.
My body matches my personality.
It does. Right, we always use the term, I just want to stay below the radar. The actual term is, I just don't like where we got it from. But hey, credit where due. We heard Cedric say that Steve told him one time, because they was talking about blowing up. People always want to get out here and blow up or whatever. And he said it best when he said, man, he's like, Cedric said, I'm just out here trying to smolder. I don't want to blow up. He's like, you don't need to blow up. I just want to smolder. I want to just do enough. Be great in that enough. Not mediocrity, but be enough and just chill in that mode, in enough mode. So we always say, I'm just trying to smolder. I don't need to be. Anyway, yeah, I'm so glad to hear that Neanderthal ain't gonna be around our parents. Yeah, that's we're off on this one. Yeah, it took everything I had because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna have to trust. Because I didn't want to, I didn't want to call you and have you going out.
Don't make me get on this plane.
Girl, I wasn't getting on no plane, and that's what made me even more, gave me even more anxiety, cause I ain't getting on a plane. I can't. You know what I mean? I can't. I cannot. And then when they do start making it more comfortable fly, I still can't because they're gonna require a vaccination, and guess who's not gonna get one? That'll be me.
They don't require a vaccination for you to fly. You mean in the future or something?
Yeah, in the near future. In the extremely near future. What you mean? Just like employees are going to in the near future require it. They're starting out with incentives. In Houston, some employer paying black employees $500 to get it first. So my thing is, and eventually, and the reality is, if they require it for all employees, for, you know, for mainstream or what have you, probably have to get it. But for as long as we can avoid it, I'm trying to avoid it, and I know I'm gonna be able to continue to avoid it. And the only thing that would get me is flying. So anywhere I go, once they start that mandate, I'm gonna have to drive. And because I know right now they not being like they need to be on planes, I'm not getting on a plane because those people are on those planes not wearing their masks on their chin and their neck. And I'm not trying to do it. His cousin got it now. I told you his aunt had it. She was in the hospital on oxygen. I started to say ventilator, but she probably would be dead if she's on a ventilator. But she was on the oxygen, and so she's kind of recovering. And people don't talk about the post issues that a lot of people have after that. And now his cousin got it. Who is her daughter? And you know, she just got tested negative because it's been a couple of weeks, but she's still feeling bad. So you know, you can only have trust the test anyway.
Oh, wow.
So, but, I mean, the point is, because everybody gonna see people drop. That's just what it is. People can deny it, or they can say it's a hurt. They can say whatever they want to. But this is American life right now, so.
Do you know some people really think that this is not a real thing still? I'm like, wow. Like, what is it going to take for you to get it?
It's not, it's going to.
You know I think that it's because they haven't seen anybody in their immediate family with it. Or something.
Even if they have sometimes, I don't think you realize how deep colonization runs and the tools that they use to implant these ideas into people's heads from birth. And it's a struggle for people to break free of them. And many people, you say, what is it going to take? Nothing. Some people going to die. Like some people say, well, about that one guy, they say, oh, it's a hard way to find out that this is what it is. And I was like, he still didn't. I was like, what you mean? I was like, he believed that to the death. He took that belief to the grave with him when they killed him. You know what I mean? He didn't change that belief. That's how he ended up dying, from believing it, trusting that it wasn't, you know. It's deep. And when it starts from birth, I understand it's hard for people to break free. Because when I'm talking about certain things and I see that somebody's, you know, I know their spirit is held on to what we've been, you know, force-fed our whole lives, I kind of back up and just let it be. Because, you know, it's deep when it comes to the human brain and the body and the mind. It's really, 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 really deep. So... But I'm just glad I'm blessed with the discernment that I have. I'm glad that I have found goddess in myself and able to sit in meditation, or what some people perceive as prayer, but sit in meditation and really come to terms with whatever this world is. And whoever's going to be, you know, open to the evolution and whoever's not, I'm okay with whatever. I just pay attention to who's who so I'll know who my people are not safe with. I was telling somebody the other day, I don't mind. I just need to know, so that I can not be surprised, and also know to, you know, put up that veil of protection around people I love. And I guess in a way, I've always been that way, and that's what motivated my decision. I was like, okay, you know what's gonna happen is when I'm old enough to leave the nest, I'm gonna have to cut ties with this. In terms of, you know, I wasn't gonna let her do that to my life, but. You know, I didn't mind listening to everybody else that continued to enable her in the name of family. I just listened to everybody else's trauma that they endure by still affiliating with her. Not that nobody should just, you know, cut her off completely, because you know, people wouldn't have to if they were, you know, distant to where she couldn't do all the stuff she's done. But at the end of the day, I just want her to have love too in her life. She could, but it's a choice she made. I don't know why, because I don't know what her childhood was like. None of us was here, so she could have had trauma from, you know, when mom, you know, right. I don't know. So I just accept it, and I try, you know, I did my best for as long as I could to encourage her to make a better choice for herself. It wasn't for me. That's the thing about sometimes it's crazy. People listen to advice from people that really can't give it to you because they don't have the experience. And when someone who does give them the advice, they're quick to shut that person down. Well, you don't understand because you never been through it. And they never entertain the possibility that they never been through it because they decidedly never been through it. You know? Maybe they know how to avoid it altogether, so they don't have to learn how to deal with it by being plagued with it so much. You know, like I listen to people to encourage and showing people how to get rid of all the toxic people every year. How y'all do that every year? That means if you do it every year, that means you lied the year before when you said you was going to eliminate them toxic people. Because you're still doing it. You still eliminate. I thought you eliminated them people 2 New Year's ago. 2 New Year's resolutions ago. Like you still out here. Okay. And that's not even judgment. It's really just, again, and people are so, you know, they're so easy to dismiss it because they'll have to face accountability. You know what I mean? Because they have to be like, you know what? I did do that. And that's hard for people in our country, in America, to do, because our egos have been fed so much. We have universal narcissism. And that's right. We all have some kind of, not the kind that privilege have, but like a general in terms of a nation. Because we've been going around flexing like we superpower. We literally been using the word superpower. America is the superpower. Lies. Lies. And when he decided to blow us up, who gonna come help us? Nobody. We don't went to help everybody else, you know, being messed up by their government. Who gonna help us now? Who gonna come to, imagine what country is gonna come to America? Well, let's go rescue the American people. They're being they're being gassed by the government. Let's go save them. What country? Girl. I don't know which one it is. Well, Scotland, Ireland, you know, Sweden. Is they gonna come get us? Well, who gonna come help us out? Nobody. So, but yeah, I'm finna make the most of this life, honey.
Good.
And it might just be off in a corner somewhere, but I'm gonna make the most. I'm gonna make the most of that corner. Whatever it is, I'm blessed with. I'm counting them up, counting them blessings. Everyone.